Mastering. So, yeah, it's a mysterious one for a lot of people, but we're gonna just have a little look at some of the techniques I use, both in the box and both outboard. So, delving straight into it, we're going to be looking at a couple of different sort of scenarios here. Firstly, we're going to be looking at mastering a demo. Realistically, it's for me or whoever, it's for you. You're going to play it out on Saturday night. You're going to play it for your friends. It's potentially, if you feel it's good enough and it's a good enough place, it can go to A&R. So yeah, it's not the final product, but it's even a mastering reference, that kind of way. Yeah, it's a lot of the times I'll submit my own master to the mastering engineer if I've got it to a good place, and that'll be sort of his reference that he can, go, okay, that's what Gav's after here. He needs a little bit more top end that. So, usually he gets it to a better place, but in a lot of cases, he does request that reference, and yeah, it's just part of the process. So let's have a look now at what we've got going on here. So we've got the box mix. So that's the mix down all in the box and in green, and then below that in orange, we've got our Neve mix. So we ran a mix down off the 5088 from the previous chapter. And now we're looking at our mastering channel and chain. So what do we have here? We've got the API 2500. Now, if we go up to the far left corner and we look at my tab called outboard really quickly, we can see that I have some of my outboard on the racks on either side of the Neve console here. I have the 6176 Duo stereo pair, I guess. The API 2500, we're going to be looking at that. There it is, the very first thing in our rack. We've got the Percasti reverb we used in the track. We've got the Culture Vulture thermionic distortion valves, lovely. We've the H9 Max, we've the 610 Duo, the Manly Massive Passive. This is in our mastering chain. And then finally we have the Shadow Hills in our mastering chain. And we also have a transient designer over here. We're not going to be using that today. So API, Manly, Shadow Hills. And what I've lined up in between these are the universal audio versions of them. So we can do a quick comparison, A, B, and against the analog and digital versions. After that, the Shadow Hills, we have a multi-band compressor, we have a limiter, we have the TC clarity so I can keep an eye on all my meters, and then we have a spectrum that we can all have a look at. So let's just have a listen. I brought it to a busy part of the track that doesn't have loads of vocal in it. Let's just have a listen to the box mix. Flip to the Neve mix. Okay. You can hear the differences there. We spoke about them already. So let's, for talk's sake, focus on, say, our box mix. That's up in channel 1. And let's start introducing some bits and bobs. So we have the API here. We have that activated already. And let's play this. And we're going to jump over here to the rack and have a little look at some of the parameters on that and see what happens, okay? Okay, so thresholds. It's drastic, taking everything out of it, squishing it. Our settings here, we've got a slow attack, fast release on the variable, 3 seconds. We could even bring that further back. A release. We want them needles moving. We don't want to solidify. We're just taking off some of them transients. Just a little bit of sculpting, and we'll drastically bring that. That's it, full on squishy squish, and bring it back. Lovely. So just 1 or 2 dB, that's all I'm trying to do there. Something very subtle, because remember, we've got a chain going on here, you know, and it's about, at this stage, it's about a series of compression and EQ, slowly bringing that gain up to a respectable level that it's going to compete with the rest of the stuff in my folder on Saturday night when I'm stood on the stage. And that's what it's about now. It's about having my demo at an audible level where I don't have to use a load of gain pot in my DJ mixer or in the house when I'm showing to my friends or in the car, or, you know what I mean? It's going to cut through. It's obviously slightly different in streaming services. We'll talk about that in a wee minute. But let's just do a little comparison, right? API 2500. What have we got going on in the settings? Pretty subtle here. Very similar. Let's get our attack. Is about there. Our ratio is there at 2:1. Shorter release. Tone is hard, loud. Yep. Makeup gain is off. Okay, so there's our digital API, pretty much with all the parameters the exact same. And let's do an A/B, shall we? We're looking at, yeah, again, 2 or 3 dB on gain reduction. Off. Analog in. Headphones.